having the portfolio for early learning and childcare has been, it wasn't something that I worked closely on, as you know, because what I studied, my past and previous jobs, it was a little bit different. So just learning how essential childcare is for our province, and seeing how important it is, whether we're talking about part of the economy, whether we're talking about getting more women in the workforce, whether we're talking about our children's development, the growth of our next generation. There are so many pieces that fall under how childcare is provided and made accessible to parents and families across this province. It's a huge equity issue. Right now, just a few minutes ago, what I was talking about was, for childcare, we are seeing there's a really disproportional way that childcare will be made accessible to parents, because a lot of affluent parents may be able to make the choice and say, you know what, I won't send my kids to school, to this space. And the same goes for schools. But that's not an option for a lot of people, which means that the most vulnerable families, the most vulnerable, single mothers, for example, or the middle income families where both of the parents make ends meet, are the one who are now forced to put their kids in care. And it's really an unequal, playing field for our families in this province. Another part that I think that's important is the workforce in our early childhood educators. All ECEs, most of the ECEs, are women. So we're talking about a workforce that's always undervalued, for decades now. Advocates, we've had governments talk about it. We've had many experts, tell us how important it is to recognize this whole sector and how important it is. And yet we're always seeing how undervalued they are, and that's from the lack of benefits, as well as the way they're treated in terms of the pay. We had to fight the government to keep a $2, just a $2 top up, the wage enhancement grant. We had to fight this government to keep that up. And the previous government, the previous Liberal government, the reason they put that, it was put into the $2 wage enhancement grant, was because they failed to really provide the pay equity component of it. So when they came up with the wage enhancement grant, it was obvious that it was sort of a Bandaid solution to say, you know what, we have a lot of women, in a sector that needs to be paid a little bit better. So instead of really addressing the issue, we're just going to give them a top up of $2. Mm-hmm. And then we have had this government come, and as soon as they came in, one of the things they wanted to do was eliminate that. And we had to have thousands of people, and I mean literally thousands of petitions, that we submitted to the minister and then Minister Thompson, to make sure that continues. So there is a lot of Band-Aid solutions in childcare sector. It's a total mess when it comes to the way it's provided, because we have licensed, unlicensed, daycare, municipal, provincial, before and after. We're talking about home daycares. So it's a huge sector, and it needs to be given a lot of priority. And the work that I've been doing, advocating for better childcare, for quality childcare that's safe for children, it has been very it's been rewarding, and I think it's going to continue the work that we do, and there's a lot more to be done. So you'll get to see all the work that I continue to do in the sector, and I'm really glad that I got to speak a little bit about it with you guys today.